Hello, hello, and welcome back. It's been a while, or it feels like it has. It's been, been since last week, but feels like it's been a while, and I don't know why I just did that. But yeah. So Richmond didn't really watch that race that much, to be quite honest. This is gonna be if you've ever wondered what a terrible YouTube show starring a guy who's actually mailing it in was like, well, this is pretty much gonna be it. Cause I watched snippets of the race. I got to watch the end and just like 5 or so laps here or there, and that was about it. So I was at the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival in Stephenville, Texas. So learning how to two-step, watching my lanky butt try to move gracefully and swing and stuff. The poor gal who taught me deserves hazard pay for that, but oh well, it was a lot of fun. Got to listen to a lot of bands I like Wade Bowen and Reckless Kelly and Randy Rogers and some of those guys. Y'all may not know who those guys are. If you don't, and you don't mind a little country in your life, you might want to check that out, because country from this side of the world isn't that bad. But yep, I have a nice 10 now. Well, I do for about, maybe one more day, and then it starts the whole icky peeling process that no one can do anything about. Oh well, I'll look good for a day anyway. But anyways, so what little I did get to see the Richmond race, it looked like, your typical race at Richmond, really fun. Had a couple of long green flags. Looked like I did go back and watch parts of it on DVR, and looked like there were some more tire problems. I don't know what the deal was there. I guess they couldn't go a full fuel run again like at Atlanta, but I don't know what to, or not Atlanta, Auto Club. I don't know what the deal is there, but I was on Goodyear's side after Auto Club, and I don't know. Whenever it's a rash of weekends where that stuff happens, you kind of either the teams are really stupid, or Goodyear needs to step their game up. And honestly, as competitive as a sport is, it could be a little bit of the former. I wouldn't completely rule that out, but anyways, I don't need to get into that discussion. Y'all know where I lie on that one, and if y'all don't, then I'm on the team the teams need to stop putting 5 pounds of pressure in their left side tires. That's of course an exaggeration, but you get the point. Anyways, some fighting after the race. Marcos Ambrose, who is one of the last people I would expect to throw punches, hit Casey Mears square in the face. That's why you don't try to move somebody, even if it's in a "hey bud, let's go talk about it" sort of manner. You don't move somebody when they are not in a good mood. And Marcos was not in a good mood, obviously, and looked like Casey tried to move him, and Ambrose was not having any of that. So Mears got a fist to the face. That's what happens. Ambrose got fined, Mears got fined, and we're gonna get, every time we go to a short track for the rest of the year, we're going to hear like, oh, are they gonna get back in it when they're racing for 15th on back? But I don't know. It's Richmond. That's Saturday night short track racing. Guys get ticked at each other, and even the nicest of people can enter the darkness of their soul. That was a little too deep there, but yeah. Joey Logano won. It's amazing how he's finally starting to blossom as a driver, to use everyone's favorite, somewhat fruity term. He's beginning to blossom at Penske Racing. I don't know why I'm changing views. I can't see. very, very, very good drives 2 last 3 weeks, and he won. He won a heck of a battle at the end of the race there, and now he's won more races in 2 years at Penske than he did at 3 years at JGR. 3, or was it 4? Crap, I'm gonna feel like an idiot for not having this right, but y'all can bang on me for getting that wrong. But yeah, he stepped in. It's funny how that works, because that's why I need to write a blog about drivers that I'd like to see in better rides, because even drivers in good rides, like, so much goes into success beyond a driver's skill. I mean, so much of it is chemistry. So much of it is just little things, little tiny things. I mean, Matt Kenseth moves over to the 20. That team goes from a mid-pack runner to a championship contender in 1 year. Joey Logano moves to the 22. It goes from a mid-pack runner to a chase car. So I know the 22 was good with Kurt Busch, but the year before it was with AJ Allmendinger, and then he got in trouble, and blah 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 blah, and Sam Hornish was in that car. But it's just funny how that works. I mean, how two guys, how a guy who's doing poorly in a ride can lose his ride and go somewhere else and flourish, even though where he was the best equipment and great stuff. So I just refuse to call most drivers in NASCAR bad. There aren't very many. The only one who I've ever looked at, the only one driver have I ever been like, man, that guy does not belong out there, and that is Kevin Conway, the guy who was in the old Extends car for a few years, or for about a year. He's a former Rookie of the Year too. But yeah, that guy did not belong on a racetrack. He was like 2 seconds slower than everybody every week he showed up. And I know he was in terrible equipment, but he didn't have a good number to his name, I don't think, throughout most of his professional racing career. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being overly harsh. But he's just the only guy I've ever seen and been like, someone needs to. He needs to go back to the stands. But anyways, so Joey Logano is now officially in the chase, and he's officially one of the hotter drivers out there now. He's a championship contender now. He's living up to the old sliced bread moniker. I think I asked that a couple of weeks ago, or a week. I don't know. I asked this at some point. Can we bring back the sliced bread moniker for him? Is that dead for life, or can that be brought back? And can I pass Mark Martin here? That would be nice. But is that just not a thing anymore? But he's good now. And it is funny looking at the message boards and everything. Everyone hates that he wins. It's like, everyone hated that he wasn't winning because he was getting a lot of hype, and now he is winning, and people don't like him for not winning previously and winning now. But oh well. And they also don't like him because he's had a hard time standing up for himself, and his dad entered into a lot of his own fights. But oh well, that was in the past. That's like still hating Kyle Busch for wrecking Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Richmond in 2008. That was a while back. That's like still hating Jeremy Mayfield for wrecking Dale Earnhardt. Now we have a whole new reason to hate Jeremy Mayfield because he's a meth head and a little bit of a liar. But oh well. Anyways, kind of got off the rails there. But really bigger than any of that was Brad Keselowski, getting mad at Matt Kenseth, and I've championed Keselowski a couple of times on handling paybacks well. I thought at Martinsville he handled it right because he didn't break any of my rules. I have rules for payback, and they have always been: don't turn someone head on to the wall, and don't involve somebody else, and don't do it at a high-speed track. Those are my rules to payback. And And at Martinsville, he adhered to those rules. At Richmond, he didn't, because he damaged a couple of cars. And honestly, a lot of people have been bagging on him for being angry about it, or for him, being mad at the way Matt raced him. And as I was sitting there watching, because I did get to watch the final restart live, and I remember sitting there watching it. I mean, Matt was racing his butt off. I mean, all four of those guys, Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, Keselowski, and Logano were all under a stinking blanket. And Kenseth was kind of holding them all up, and he was racing him hard, and he wasn't doing anything wrong. But I saw Keselowski start banging on him, and I was like, man, Kez is ticked. And it never occurred to me, wow, that's a jerk move. Basically, if I would have, the way I look at it, if I would have been in the 20 car, I would have done the exact same thing Matt Kenseth did. If I would have been driving that 2 car, I would have done the exact same thing Brad Keselowski did. I would have had the same emotions as both of those guys. I would have felt the same way. I would have, So I have no problem with Keselowski being mad. I have no problem with Kenseth racing him the way he did, because he didn't really do anything. He threw blocks, made his car wide, and that was about it. That was the extent of it. So I know you can chalk that up as number 500, as case 575 of me sitting on the fence on things, but I mean, that's just the way I see it. Oh, come on, get around him, get around him. No, you son of a gun, you're gonna win this stupid race. Oh, maybe not. Yep, you are. Well, maybe not. Well, that got interesting there at the end, but that's where I stand on that. I really don't have a problem with Keselowski, don't have a problem with Kenseth. I think I've repeated that 15 times now. And I won at Pocono, so there we go. On to next week, which is Talladega. I'm thinking about my pick for the race. I think I'm just going to throw the whole entry list into a hat and pick somebody. I think that's what's going to happen. So tune in for my preview of Talladega this weekend. And till next time, I will catch you on the flip side. J-Mac out.